Hello students, welcome back to my channel Math Made Easy with PDY. In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to solve quadratic equations using the completing of squares method. Our first example we have is solve the equation 2x squared plus 7x plus 2 equal to 0 by method of completing squares. And we must leave our answer to 3 decimal places. Now, to solve a quadratic equation using the completing of squares method, you must see to it that the coefficient of x squared is always 1. Therefore, with our question given as 2x squared plus 7x plus 2 equal to 0, to make the coefficient of x squared 1, we must divide through by 2. So dividing through by 2 for both sides, we are going to obtain 2x squared over 2 plus 7x over 2 plus 2 on 2 equal to 0 on 2. When we simplify, we will end up getting x squared plus 7 on 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Then now you separate the true constant from the variables. Therefore, we need to transpose the plus 1 to join the right hand side of the equation. And that gives us x squared plus 7 on 2x, and that will be equal to negative 1, because 0 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Now, there is a collection of activity at this stage, so kindly listen to it carefully. This is where we are completing the squares. And when we mean completing of squares, then it means that the left hand side of the equation must be a perfect square, and then the right hand side should also follow suit. Equation simply means that both sides must match to the same standards. Therefore, to complete the square on the left hand side, we select the coefficient of x, half it, square it, and then add it to both sides of the equation. Again, in order to complete the square for both sides, we select the coefficient of x, half it, square it, and add it to both sides of the equal to sign. We are adding it to both sides for the fact that whatever you do on the left hand side of the equal to sign, the same must be done on the right hand side. So in this case, our coefficient of x is 7 on 2. So let me do it as side work here, 7 on 2. We'll half it, meaning we divide through by 2. Dividing through by 2, when you simplify, this is going to give us 7 on 2 times 1 on 2. And that will lead us to 7 on 4. So when we half it, we are getting 7 on 4. Then we square the whole value and add it to both sides of the equal to sign. So we have it as plus 7 on 4 all to the power 2. We do the same on the right hand side of the equation, that is also 7 on 4 all to the power 2. Automatically, with this operation we've made, it has actually changed the left hand side of the equal to sign to become a perfect square. So then we can generate the factors for that perfect square on the left hand side, which is automatically going to be picking one of the x squareds here and then picking one of the squared factors we added on. So that is plus 7 on 4. Then we square both. And that will be equal to, then we simplify the right hand side because they are like terms, so we can add and simplify, which is -1 plus 49 on 16. Moving forward, so we are going to have the left hand side giving us x plus 7 on 4 all squared equal to, when we simplify, -1 plus 49 on 16, we find the LCM. The LCM is going to be 16. Now, 1 going to 16, 16 times, and that will be giving us -16. And then we have plus 49. Then simplifying still the left hand side, we have x plus 7 on 4 all squared. The right hand side becomes 49 minus 16, and that gives us an answer of 33 on 16. Now, making x the subject from the left hand side, then we need to find the square root of both sides. Remember, this is a quadratic equation, so you are expecting two solutions. So we have x plus 7 on 4 equal to plus or minus square root of 33 on 16. Then x will be equal to plus or minus, sorry, you have it as, we transpose the 7 on 4 to the right hand side. That will give us negative, that will give us negative 7 on 4 plus or minus square root of 33 on 16. This means that x has two solutions. Either it is x equal to negative 7 on 4 plus square root of 33 on 16, or you have it as x equal to negative 7 on 4 minus root of 33 on 16. So in simplifying the first solution, then we have it as x equal to, you can program the whole of the information there into the calculator and get your answer, because we have been asked to leave the solution into 3 decimal places. So we are going to have it as negative 7 on 4 then plus square root of 33 on 16. And that gives us an answer of negative 0.31385. There are a lot of decimal places, but this is approximately x equal to 3 decimal places. That would be negative 0.314. Now the other solution, that one to programming it on the calculator, we have it as negative 7 on 4, this time minus root of 33 on 16, and that gives us an answer of decimals negative 3.1861, which is approximately 3 decimal places, negative 3.186. Okay, so let's go to the next example. You can pause the video and then have a look at it once again. Going to the next example, we have it as using completing of squares, method, solve to correct to two decimal places. The equation 3y squared minus 5y plus 2 equal to 0. And as I said, before you can use completing of squares method, you must see to it that the coefficient of the variable under discussion is 1. With respect to this question, the coefficient of the variable, which is y squared, is 3. So we need to divide both sides through by 3. And in doing that, to go faster, dividing through by 3, each term will be affected by 3 at the end of it all. So you get y squared minus 5y on 3 plus 2 on 3 equal to 0, because when you divide 0 by 3, you end up getting 0. Then you transpose the 2 on 3 to join the right hand side, meaning you are separating the true constant from the variable under discussion, and that will be given as y squared minus 5y on 3 equal to negative 2 on 3. So this is where we say you must actually complete the squares for both sides of the equal to sign or the equation. So what do? It's a 3-in-1 process. Select the coefficient of the variable under discussion, the y, and then half it, square that value, and then add it to both sides of the equal to sign. So our coefficient of y is negative 5 on 3. Let me do it here, side work. Negative 5 on 3. When we half it, meaning dividing 2 by 2, when you simplify, you end up getting negative 5 on 6. Then we square that value, negative 5 on 6, we square it and add it to both sides of the equation. So we have plus, into bracket, negative 5 on 6, all squared. Then on the right hand side too, we have plus negative 5 on 6, all squared. Automatically, that operation has made the left hand side of the equal to sign a perfect square. So we write the factors for that perfect square, which is y minus 5 on 6 all squared equal to, then we simplify the right hand side, giving us negative 2 on 3 plus 25 on 36. So simplifying the right hand side, we are going to get, you have to just program it on your calculator so that you go faster, and that is going to give us negative 2 on 3 plus 25 on 36. And that gives us an answer of 1 on 6. So we have 1 on 6, 1 on 36 on the right hand side. So we still repeat our y minus 5 on 6 all squared. Now making y the subject, then we're going to square root both sides. So we have y minus 5 on 6 equal to plus or minus square root of 1 on 36. When we simplify, that gives us y equal to 5 on 6 plus or minus square root of 1 on 36 is the same as 1 on 6. So it means y is either 5 on 6 plus 1 on 6, or y is equal to 5 on 6 minus 1 on 6. So y then will be equal to either 6 on 6, which is the same as 1, or y will be equal to 4 on 6, which is the same as y equal to 2 on 3. I believe it is well understood. You can pause the video and then go through the steps. Let's take the last example. And with the last example, it came in the year 2018. It says using completing of squares method, solve for the equation 4x squared minus 8x minus 5 equal to 0. So the same procedure, it doesn't change. 4x squared minus 8x minus 5 equal to 0. We must see to it that the variable under discussion for the highest exponent for the x squared must be 1, but it is 4. So we need to divide through by 4. In doing so, we obtain x squared minus negative 8 on 4 actually gives us 2x, then minus 5 on 4 equal to 0. Then we transpose the true constant away from the variables. So we have it as x squared minus 2x equal to positive 5 on 4, because negative 5 on 4, when it is transposed to join the 0, it becomes positive 5 on 4. Then at this level, always remember that's where we have the 3 in 1 step. Select the coefficient of x, half it, square it, and add it to both sides of the equal to sign. So I'm not going to do it as side way, but because we understand based on the first two examples we've done, coefficient of x is negative 2. When you divide negative 2 by 2, you are going to get negative 1. Then you square the negative 1 and add it to both sides of the equal to sign. So we are going to have plus negative 1 all squared plus negative 1 all squared. Then automatically the left hand side has become a perfect square. So you can write the factors for that, and that will be giving us x minus 1 all squared. And that is equal to, simplifying here, we have 5 on 4 plus 1. Putting it together, 5 on 4 plus 1, what do we have? That gives us an answer of 9 on 4. So that is equal to 9 on 4. So x minus 1 all squared is equal to 9 on 4. Therefore, making x a subject, what are we going to obtain? We have it as x minus 1 equal to plus or minus square root of 9 on 4. And x minus 1 will be equal to plus or minus, when you simplify square root of 9 on 4, because they are all perfect squares, it gives us an answer of 3 on 2. So this means that x minus 1 will be equal to plus or minus 3 on 2. Now we make x a subject, so x will be equal to 1 plus or minus 3 on 2. Therefore, we can split the two solutions into x equal to 1 plus 3 on 2, or x equal to 1 minus 3 on 2. And this gives us x equal to that is 5 on 2, which is the same as 2 whole number 1 on 2. And we have x equal to negative 1 on 2. So students, this is the procedure used in solving quadratic equation using the completing of squares method. Remember the 3 in 1 step. Select the coefficient of x, half it, square it, and add it to both sides of the equal to sign. Thank you. Make sure that you subscribe, you click on the notification bell, so that any new video that comes, you'll be the first person to be in the know. Thank you so much for joining the lesson, and have a nice day.